Thank you all very much for coming in to listen to the story of UpLyft. I would be remiss if I didn't first start off by acknowledging our founder, Anton Simpson. He passed away last week after a fight with cancer. Wouldn't be here today, and we wouldn't be doing what we are for the world with UpLyft without him. I'm Craig Misrach. I've, for the last 4 years, been president and CEO for UpLyft, and I was hired to lead our commercialization of our novel technology. We are becoming the gold standard in patient transfer in hospitals, senior living facilities, and complex rehab with zero physical exertion required. We are also selling to homes for individuals with disabilities and limited mobility to independently transfer from bedside to wheelchair. The problems that we're tackling include there are now 24 million people in the United States that cannot on their own get out of bed or a chair. There is no independent seated transfer system that is regulatory cleared in the world. And you can imagine, if you're sitting in this audience, what would you pay for independence to get out of bed on your own or a chair? And in the hospital systems and nursing homes, we are now talking about the leading driver of workers' compensation claim costs in the US healthcare system at $20 billion annually. Back and neck injuries specifically caused from patient lifting by nurses and healthcare providers. Why is this? Look at how archaic existing technology is. You actually roll patients, use cloth slings. Immense caregiver time is required. At this conference, we talk about nurse staffing shortages and workflow issues relative to that. Well, with the number of injuries and physical exertion that's required, that's one of the main reasons. And so we're getting rid of that, taking 3-person lifting teams down to 1 person that can operate UpLyft. Let me show you. This is our home configuration. This gentleman has lost the use of his legs. He is able to independently transfer out of bed with an UpLyft. We are through FDA. We completed our registration. We've completed our quality systems infrastructure build and GMP manufacturing. We have sold out of all of our inventory. This gentleman is transferring up in UpLyft. This is our independent transfer configuration in a hospital, in a senior living facility. UpLyft can attach to a portable roller hoist that can go room to room, and that can be in a configuration in the home as well. And so as this gentleman is articulating upward, I want you to think about the patient populations. These are some of our customers, those that have spinal cord injuries, muscular dystrophy, spinal muscular atrophy, seniors. I can go on and on. We have 15 issued patents that cover this design. And as this gentleman is lowering here on the handlebars, that's where a caregiver or loved one can utilize UpLyft on their own to assisted transfer with no physical exertion. I love this slide because it didn't exist 6 months ago. We're all over the country. We're in consumers' homes, we have testimonials, and we've started to build our dealer and distribution network every place that we've installed a unit. Everyone in this room has seen a stair lift and a commercial for a stair lift. We're using the same exact strategy by using those dealers and distributors to expand our footprint around the world. Our pricing, we are at market entry pricing, anywhere from $10,000 to $13,000. That's what customers are paying. And we've already closed a $10 million leasing facility with Caneo Finance, who's here at the conference. They're in Switzerland and in Silicon Valley. That's going to allow us to deploy our hardware as a service, leasing and rental strategy. At scale, over 70% gross margins of the product, and in healthcare facilities, we envision building a bariatric unit and an industrial-grade medical system. We see price point going up to $20,000 at a direct purchase. In the consumer home environment, we're already executing recurring revenue strategies with service plans, accessories, and I envision IoT connectivity where people who have mobility challenges and want to talk to each other about their condition or life or their career can do so. How have we done this? We've talked a lot about data at this conference and digital. I love the fact that we are executing digital marketing to get our customers direct to consumer. Less than $500 is what we're spending from a customer acquisition cost standpoint via Google Ads, Instagram, Facebook. And we're going to augment this with, like the stair lift industry, direct response TV advertising and more traditional media utility. So back to the healthcare facilities. It's about health and safety, reducing injuries to nurses, making nurses more widely available, lifting teams going from 3 down to 1 to transfer a patient out of bed, reducing costs as it relates to workers' compensation claims, and having it be a more enjoyable process. I've yet to meet a nurse that says they love lifting other humans out of bed or in any process associated with the facility. This becomes a program. This is over a $30 billion total available market. Think of all the different uses throughout a hospital or a nursing facility. And it's not just bed to wheelchair. If someone's on the floor, you can pick them up with an UpLyft. From a clinical standpoint, frictionless bariatric repositioning. Nurses told us they are using it for linen changes. Someone can just sit in an UpLyft while the linens are being changed. And so we already have this validation. We're in Piedmont Health System in North Carolina. That happened in December. Seabrook Senior Living Facility out in New Jersey. It's our most used UpLyft. We are in talks at the C-level of United Hebrew, 160 beds in that facility. That's a minimum $250,000 purchase order. And Arosa Live Home, we're in touch at the C-level about their home care nurses wanting to have UpLyft for patient transfer. We're based in San Diego. We currently manufacture in San Diego. We sold out of our first production run. We're raising capital here for our second production run to scale manufacturing, sales, and distribution. This is my second medical device company I've led as CEO. My first one was in the diabetes space. We raised $15 million and sold that business to Sinacare in 2017. Anton, our dear founder, who I mentioned in the beginning, triple degree engineer from MIT, 35-year aerospace engineer. I was jaw-dropped when I saw the prototype when I signed on to be the CEO. I could not believe it wasn't in professional engineering or manufacturing yet. Rajit Malhotra, some of you may know him in the audience. He is our lead investor, his family office. Rajit is a former 20-year McKinsey consulting partner in Bel Air in Los Angeles. He ran their healthcare division. Bria, USD MBA, she runs all of our digital marketing and branding. Todd, who is Anton's son, has been with us for 4 years, handles our engineering and manufacturing. And Scott Seidman, 3-decade registered nurse selling into institutional facilities. And so, look, we have two things that we're going to talk about from an investment standpoint. We have $2 million left for subscription in our seed preferred stock round. So if you are a seed fund, if you are an angel investor, this is not going to be open much longer. If we may close the round out early. It's at a very reasonable sub 10 million pre-money valuation. But if you're also a fund or an investor here that's looking to allocate a $10 million check size, we have a Series A plan to be able to expand internationally, have product line extensions, and vertically integrate buying service companies to execute direct-to-consumer sales. But this is about distribution, sales, marketing, scaling for our capital. We do not need $20, $30, $40 million to do that. And so here are some of the growth strategies that we could execute if we just fill out this seed round with $5 million total in the company. We can be a $100 million exit valuation. If we raise that extra $10 million, it would be $500 million. Here are some of our highlights. I'm happy to talk to any of you after this. And please, please welcome us in our mission, whether you're an investor or somebody that knows someone who has a disability or needs help getting out of bed. We welcome you in our mission to help people with limited mobility, restore independence, and also help the caregivers that take care of them. Thank you very much.